Hey. Right, make sure we're all set here. So, I'm not going to wait long for people to jump on. Actually, I'm going to log on my phone so I can make sure I see that we're showing up. Let's see. Going live. Well, I don't see it yet. Let me make sure you hang in there. We're going to be talking about some very important discomfort that you need to feel. And it's a pretty simple concept that I found a lot of people avoid. I know I did for a long time. So I'm just logging in real quick to make sure that we're actually live. There it is. I see it. Sweet. All right. Well, here we are. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So if you've been following the content I've been putting out over the last 3 months now, you see I've been releasing these episodes that they've been pre-recorded episodes that had they were very well put together, almost like a little short mini documentary or a movie. And I did a live video a week or two ago and got some feedback that from a few people that you enjoyed the live format. So I'm going to test that out for a little while and still come on every week and make sure you get the content. So whether I shoot a live video or I shoot a pre-recorded video, either way, I want to make sure you get this content that I've had locked away in these notebooks and, for years. I have like 20 notebooks that are filled with things that I'm ready to start releasing and help as many people as possible. So most of what I'm teaching are principles that I have developed over time, either with mentors that I've had, coaches that I've had, or just my own thoughts and the way that I feel, and turning those into ways that I can live the best life. So, and it's something that's always a work in progress. So hopefully you're getting some value out of that. So one of the things that you always hear me talking about, if you've been following me, is intentional discomfort. So I actually released a shirt a while back, and I think it was actually 2016. And it said right across the front of it, intentional discomfort. And whenever I wear that shirt, a lot of people ask, what is that all about? And so I really want to take this season, which is season 4, and it's going to be titled Intentional Discomfort. And the whole purpose of releasing this content is to help you understand that it's essential that you experience discomfort in order to achieve the thing you want. Without the discomfort, you won't feel the joy of the victory that you can accomplish. And you may not even accomplish the victory because likely there was part of the process that you missed or bypassed. So here we go. So intentional discomfort is being very strategic about what you choose to struggle for. And if you want to accomplish anything great in life, what I found over the last 18 years of having these coaching conversations and doing deep personal work is that if you want to accomplish anything great in life, you have to experience this discomfort and you have to ask yourself the question, what am I willing to struggle for? Because the struggle is it's going to happen. So if you can choose your struggle rather than allowing struggle to happen to you, then what happens is you start to create your life. And that's something that I want everybody to be able to experience. You can create your schedule. You can create the people that you work with. You can create the type of work that you want to do for the rest of your life. You can create everything. And it's a different world to think that way and to execute that way. but it's very, very possible and it's doable. And I see it in my own life. I see it now with my queen who stepped out and retired and is pursuing the things that she loves as an entrepreneur. There's so many options and ways for you to go that you don't have to be stuck in an environment that you're not happy with. Okay, so you have to ask yourself the question, what am I willing to struggle for? And when you answer that question honestly, what comes out of that is different layers of intentional discomfort that are going to happen through the process of achieving what you want. Okay, now here's the problem. If you saw the video I put out a couple weeks ago, it talked about, or actually last week, it talked about how to kill off the old version of yourself. And so the old version of yourself might be the kind of version where you don't want to get comfortable. You're staying in your comfort zone. There's part of you that knows that you should step out, but you haven't done it yet. You're putting it off. You're procrastinating. You have this fear. You have uncertainty. All these things that are kind of controlling what you're doing. Right? And what I broke down in the killing off the old version of yourself video was that you are like this big ball of momentum that's headed toward a decision. So inside that ball of momentum is all your thoughts, your actions, past traumas that you've been through, all your victories, whatever it is that you're attached to that might be holding you back. All these things, your circumstances, the amount of money you make, all these things are inside you. And they give you the perception that you have. So what has to happen is you have to, and I'm sorry, let's back up. So all those things form this complicated equation that are already automatically creating decisions for you. You're already deciding, even though you might think logically, oh, I should do this or that. That equation is at work so that a decision has already been made. So what has to happen is you have to choose what you're willing to sacrifice, right? There has to be this sacrifice. What a lot of people do, and what I did for a lot of years in my life, was I knew I wanted a better life and I wanted to do these things. I wanted to step out, get uncomfortable, create these different areas in my life as far as my fitness and my work that I was doing and types of relationships I was having and my adventures that I was taking. I wanted to do that, but I wasn't understanding that there had to be some sacrifice in order to get there, because what got me here wasn't going to get me there. So sacrifice is inevitable. Now, when people hear that, when humans hear sacrifice, they think they have to give up something. Sometimes that's the case, but those terms can make you feel like you have to do something in a negative way. And I think that's how society's made it. Like, sacrifice is something negative. I'm here to tell you, reframe your mindset, because sacrifice is necessary. Intentional struggle, intentional discomfort is necessary. Now, there's still going to be things that come up that you can't see that create different layers of struggle. But as long as you're intentionally heading toward the goals that you have, then you know that that struggle that comes up is just part of the process. But if you're waking up every day and just kind of going through the motions and just allowing life to happen to you, then the struggles that you're going through can drain the hell out of your life. You know it. You feel it. I know I felt it before. And when I got really intentional, which was uncomfortable, then when struggles came, it made it a lot easier to work through those things, because I knew they were along the path to the victory that I was headed toward. Okay, so that's what intentional discomfort is going to be about. Is, first of all, choosing what you're willing to struggle for. Before you choose what you're willing to struggle for, you have to know what you want. And so the takeaway from this right now is spend some time, some quiet time. This is my quiet time chair. Spend some quiet time and figure out what it is that you want. Once you know that, then you can spend time asking yourself the question, what am I willing to struggle for? And you should see that those things start to kind of link and intertwine together. And then you get to work on it. Get to work. You got to take action on it. Even if it's only a little bit every day, but don't let it linger and just sit inside you. I always challenge you. Do not go to the grave with this song still in your heart. Like, start singing it. Let's go. Don't waste any more time. So that's all I wanted to get to you for this episode. But let me. There's a couple of images that I want to show you. First of all, look at this. I wrote this in 2015. I went ahead and made a little image out of it. So look at this image on the screen. I want you to understand this. And I've said this before. You've probably heard it. Struggles build the strengths that drive or create your successes. Struggles build the strengths that drive your successes. But what you have to understand is that once you achieve a certain level of success in anything, there's going to be new struggles. And I want you to reframe the way you think about struggles. They are not a bad thing unless you're not waking up with intention every day. Because then life is happening to you and it's easy to get into a victim state. What I want you to do and take away from this video is that you can be intentional because you're going to struggle anyway. So figure you out, because struggles build the strengths that drive success. Okay, so understand that first. And then the next thing, you have to be willing to commit to disrupting your patterns. It's very rare that you can be exactly the way you are right now and achieve new things. And in fact, I believe it's damn near impossible. Okay. So what I want you to think about is, how can you disrupt your patterns? There's some patterns you have right now that are holding you back. How can you disrupt those by adding in new behaviors that get you closer to the thing that you want? And understand those new behaviors are going to be difficult. You're going to struggle with them. That means you're on your right path. All right. So commit to disrupting yourself. And it doesn't have to be some huge life-changing thing tomorrow, but it needs to be something. Stop waiting, because time is relentless. All right. So time is a currency that you're forced to spend. You have to spend it. So time is like money. You have to spend it. But you have a balance that you can't see. So this thing could end like that. So while you're here, and every day that you wake up with air in your lungs, commit to disrupting yourself in a very productive way toward what it is that you want. All right. So I hope this episode has helped you. If you like the live format, let me know. I'm going to check in real quick to see if anybody's asking any questions. Also, another thing, if you would like to be part of, I'm thinking about putting this together, but I need to know that you want it. A 7-day intentional discomfort challenge. Something I'll guide you through and actually do with you. If you'd like something like that, just let me know in the comments below. A 7-day intentional discomfort challenge. It sounds pretty awesome to me. Plus, I know what would be in the challenge. But let me know. I'm not going to finish creating it unless it's something you want. All right, y'all. Hope this episode was helpful. Let's go get uncomfortable. We'll see you next week. Peace.